Sundo! 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 Or should I call you doctor? Should I call you doctor?
No, I'm not a doctor. I'm a physicist.
Physicist. But physicists are doctors, PhD doctors. I'm an academic type too, so in my mind, you're still a doctor. So.
Welcome to Ashland.
Thank you. How are you guys waiting?
Great to see you.
I was expecting somebody 100 miles down will be here.
This is our hangout, 100 miles. Do you have a couple minutes to talk to us?
Yeah.
Or we've got some snacks and a detour, if you've seen, to get you going too as well too. You're right. Put your formal attire on. Got your tuxedo with you?
It was so hot.
Yeah. I didn't know whether you're going to be wearing orange today or that.
Sorry?
I didn't know whether you're going to be wearing orange or that today. We look at pictures. That's how I know what to look for, I guess. Yeah. Great ride.
Yeah, thank you.
Great ride.
I was a little time bound.
Yeah. So I read an interesting story about you in the Go On Every Day, where they called you a cycling freak. A freak. We actually consider that a compliment with this group, by the way.
Yeah, they used to call me the Mad Max.
The Mad Max?
Yeah.
Mad Max.
All good names. It looks like ultra distance unsupported cycling is really popular in India.
Yeah, it's quite popular now because the randonnering is quite famous. The people are taking up, quite large in these days. And how I introduced to the cycling is from start of randonnering itself. I had done in the past maybe around a long randonnering distance, like it's called 1,200 kilometers. Five times I have done.
Yeah, 9 years ago I found the road beast in India, 1,000-mile race. So you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, I started I think so maybe 10 years down.
Yeah, and you won your first race 10 years ago, so 9 years ago for that one. That's awesome. And I also know you've been involved with RAM as well too. Talk to me a little about that.
Yeah, I have qualified 4 times the RAM, and in fact in 2018 I was in US for the race. Unfortunately, I met with an accident before the start of the race.
Oh.
I broken my left thumb. Then I had to wind it back. Then again I did a race in Ultra Spice.
Yeah, the Ultra Spice. I read about that.
So that also, gone, kind of tragedy, like a crew car hit me from back.
Wow.
So, fortunately, the bike, even me as well, fine. I mean, I was bruised all over the body. And then they took me to the hospital immediately for the first aid, and then I went back to home. Then it took me another 3 months to get recovery. Then I slowly recovered, and again I did in the self-supported, the same Ultra Spice distance. Then I was placed second, but I was taking quite a bit of care, in the night. There is an animal corridor, you need to be more careful, elephants, etc.
Elephants. You didn't find any elephants on this race all bad.
Yeah.
Buffalo maybe, bears
yeah,
maybe,
I
elephants?
I saw buffalo, I saw
Yellowstone?
the elk, the big one. Bear I saw crossing the river, lots of deer, and dogs and all in the side by lakes and all that.
So you've been doing this for a long time. So Trans Am bike races, started in 14.
Yeah.
How did you find out about this race?
Honestly, I would say since 2 years ago, it was in my thought, since I failed in the Ram 2018. Failed in the sense, it was an unfortunate situation that so I have no other way to start off anything. Like you need to start from somewhere down the line again.
Right.
Then bring back your back in form.
Right.
Then that's how I thought, okay, this is the best way to, since I like this self-supported race, so this is the best way to prove ourselves that chance, I would say this is a good chance. And also the sponsors, the supporters who were helping me in the past, they would be more happier than like the distance is 6,800 kilometers. It's a quite demanding race. Like even the Ram, it's 3,000 miles, but you have a team with you.
Right.
Like it's your duty is on focus on the road, and bicycle and just eat and ride. But unless this transom is, it's I would say I cannot compare with that.
Sure. The supported and the unsupported, the Ram versus Trans Am bike race, or any other unsupported.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
If you ask me, yes, I had in my thought that even on the course itself, I can attend one more time the Ram. I mean the
You'll
Trans
try
Am.
the Ram to do it. And you were on support team one year, I read.
Yeah, so
You kind of understand.
One time I just have to finish the Ram.
Yeah.
Since that's an unfinished task, and again I want to back to be in Trans Am.
You'll come back?
Yeah, but I don't know when. It's a huge
My
task.
friend, nobody knows when in the future.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Because it's not about just coming and racing. There is a lot of back work. Like professionally, you need to take care of it, and you work for the hospital, and a lot of the patients are being treated, and that's how like I prefer the first preference work, then you see whatever the passion and all that comes in the secondary.
Right. And the last question I'll ask you, and I know Deb likes to ask a couple as well, is tell us a little bit about the police ride that you got around Damascus.
It was like say 9:30. It was late evening, 9:30. It was like say rear tire got a flat. Then I tried to fix it up. I pulled up a couple of tubes and tried to patch it up. The patch was not holding. Somewhat holding one. Then I fixed it. Okay, 10 miles I rode. Again it's got flat, and it's raining again. I got into like the mountain that just the Damascus. I think not Damascus exactly. It's Hanukkah, 10 miles down to the
Hanukkah's in the area. You got the ride to Damascus. I read.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
the police. Did you sweet talk them? That's
no.
How did that work? How did you
get? The story is different. It's not just in one person.
Oh, okay.
First, a gentleman who is a bus driver, picks up the college students and drops and all these things. He picked me up from the first line. He dropped me in the Hanukkah automobile store. The store has a tube, but that is not compatible for my. I got some patches again, new patches and glue. Then I have no other way. Then next is the Walmart next stop. Then another gentleman came. I just randomly put up support like say I'm in need of help. And he said, okay, let's go to the Walmart. Walmart has a tube short wall. So again I'm I'm in mess. Then this gentleman, I asked him politely that if he can help me out to. He just waited for a while and then he called up. He himself is a policeman, I guess.
There you go. There's the connection.
Yes.
Got it.
I guess. But I didn't
Understood.
ask him much about it.
But he knew somebody at least if he
Yes.
wasn't. Got it.
He called them up and he left immediately. These guys will come over here. You just wait. These guys came. He came with a car with full of luggages and everything. Oh man, oh this car will not fit. Okay, let me bring the other car. The senior officer came with a car. Then he took me down to the close to the Damascus, maybe 15-20 miles. There it's their control. The another regional the police officers control
Okay.
station that. From there he cannot move that region because
It's out of his region.
they call it canyon. I don't know that. Some. Then he connected with the other guy. His name is called Brandon. The Brandon took me down to the Damascus bicycle shop.
So you got relayed.
Yeah, yes. He dropped me at the bike shop. My job is just to tell the technician to what to do and everything. Then Brandon went up his some of other work. He came back.
Wow.
By the time I finished the job, I did not eat the food since 9 to morning, let's say 12.
12 hours, no food.
No food. I didn't think about it, so it was completely mess. Then Brandon took me again back to his control station. Not in the middle of the summer. I don't know. I think Hanover he dropped me. I think.
Okay.
From there, Henry picked me up. Henry has in the double mind whether he needs to speak to his sheriff, a chief officer, or drop me in the mountain. Then I go downhill. Then Henry finally spoke to his boss. He said okay. Then he dropped me exactly where I need to start.
Awesome.
So that's where the story.
And how long? How long was it?
It's 9 p.m. The previous day started. Then the morning I start around 7. I started from where I had the flat tires, and then I back to the course 3 p.m.
So
like
9 p.m. at night to 3 p.m. the next
so
day?
9 to 9, 12 around 12 hours around say
17, 18 hours.
Yep.
You could be 17, 18 hours up the road.
Yeah.
But that's unsupported racing, right?
That's unsupported, right? I mean, my thinking is somewhere. I mean, I see. It's not about that, like the hours we wasted. There is the God has decided that you are going to be finish the race safely. Then
Finish the race safely.
yeah. So that's that. The time gap is not decided by us.
That's a good attitude.
There is some connection. We cannot, go in deeply why it has happened, why this has happened. We cannot find the reason, but there is some connection between the incidents.
Right.
So.
That's a good attitude. We're happy to see you here, safe and sound.
Yeah, because I know, I have, experience of getting the clarity of the big things to getting done in a right way. But in the small things, you make the problem is patch will not hold the air. If patch hold the air, the wall will not hold the air. The problem. So I cannot, the glue has the problem. Air is not holding. The wall has the problem. I cannot feel that. There is no possibility, otherwise getting the bike to the bike shop. There is no other, unless you get some tubes from somebody else or.
Right.
So that's
But you solved it. Good job. It's a good story.
It's a group effort,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, of course, and I have to thank from bottom of my heart that the police officers and the gentleman and the other gentleman who called them up for me. I'm very fortunate to get their support.
Yep. I'm glad to hear it worked out. I knew there was a story there. So we've got some food for you and a detour to show you.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Awesome ride.
Thank you.